Stop number 11 on the NNSCRA Mello Yello Racing Series brings us to Dover Downs International Speedway. The Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware. We're set for 40 laps of racing here today. It's the running of the GM Goodwrench Delco Battery 200 for the NNSCRA Mello Yello Racing Series, as we're set for 40 laps of action on this 1 mile racetrack. And here's the starting lineup. On the pole, it's the winner at Richmond this season. It's Paul Minnick. He's alongside car number 52, Seth Cole, in the Red Baron Frozen Pizza Chevrolet. Minnick driving a Southern Biscuit Flour Buick. Second row is car number 44, Alex Miller, and number 97, that is Quentin Moore driving the car. Moore driving the Fisher Engineering Winter Circle Apparel Buick, and Miller at the wheel of the Piedmont Airlines Oldsmobile. Going to row number 3, it's car number 89, the Coors Melling Ford of Jessica Shelton, and number 36, the Cox's Treated Lumber Pontiac of Joshua Osborne. Going to row number 4, it's car number 21, Carson Gum in the Chattanooga Chew Buick, and number 5, the Fans Auto Parts Buick of Phil Parker driving the car. Next row down, row number 5, I should say, is car 3, Nathan Orman, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, the winner of the Goodies 300 at Daytona, and he's alongside number 23, the winner at Colorado this season, that is Daniel Voiles in the number 23 Miller High Life Pontiac. Next row down has the winner at Nashville this season. That is Audra Baranowskis, car 17, the Exxon Superflow Chevrolet, and 63 Nescafe Pontiac of Henry Sanford. Next row down has number 00. That is James Sykes, the Thomas Brothers Country Ham Oldsmobile, car 00, and car 20 at Texaco Haviland Borda. Keith Batson has the outside car in row number 7. The 8th row has car number 15. That is James Sykes. I should say that's Stephen Colon, excuse me. The number 15 Levi Garrett Chevrolet, and number 72 Kodiak Pontiac of Raphael LeDuc. Next row down has car number 31 Roberto Crown Jr. in the wheel of his Ford, and number 99 Buick of Zach Winkle. Next row down has car number 27, the winner this season at Talladega, Logan Williams in the old Milwaukee Pontiac, and number 33 Nick Gunther, the winner at Bristol in the Miller American Buick. Next row down has car 37, that is Daniel Bouchard in the Crisco Butter Buick, and number 51 Valvoline Pontiac of Laura Chung. Next row down has car 32, that's Gabby Conklin, the Bud Light Buick, and number 8 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet of Cole Deaver, who won the season at Mid Ohio. Next row down has car number 10, Ryan Brommer in the MJ Sullivan Mobile 1 Chevrolet, and number 11 Skull Bandit Buick, Skull Chevrolet, I should say, excuse me, of Fail Moscow. Next row down has car number 2, Dylan Young in the Detroit Gasket Buick, and number 75, that is John Andrews in the Food Country Oldsmobile. Next row down has car 83, Austin Reed at the wheel of his Pontiac, the Bullfrog Knits Pontiac, and number 12, the Piper Aircraft Buick of Amanda Evans. Next row down is Eric Monaco, number 84 of Action Vans Buick, and number 25 James Henry in the Moroso Oldsmobile. Next row down has car 06 Zachary Fitzwater, who won Atlanta this season in the Carolina Tool Ford, car number 06, and number 34 Chrisman Morgan at the wheel of his Buick. Next row down has car 47 Jesse Turner in the Racehill Farms Pontiac, number 47, and number 22 A.G. Dillard Buick of Caleb Fogler. Next row down has cars number 1 Jackson Haywood in the Carolina Ford Dealers Ford, and number 88 that's Matt Haas in the Winter Circle Apparel Buick, and starting shotgun is car 7 Destin Bolin in the Skull Bandit Buick, and number 14 Allison Rain in the Coors Light Chevrolet. So that's your starting lineup for today's race here at Dover Downs International Speedway. 40 laps today for the Mello Yello Series event, and it'll be 60 laps tomorrow for the Castrol GTX Cup Series event, the FedEx 400. But today it's the Mello Yello cars who will take center stage here. 40 cars with 40 V6 powered machines are ready to do battle here today to see who will tame the Monster Mile here on his or her way to victory lane. And here comes the command to fire the engines for today's race.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Command given to fire the engines as we are set for racing here today, as Paul Minnick and Seth Cole lead the field down off of pit road for the pace up, and back as they do, we'll be back from the start right after this. pace car is off on the pit road here as the field is about to round off turn number 4. As 40 laps around the Monster Mile is about to get underway here. Paul Minnick and Seth Cole leads the field down to the green flag. As they look for a green flag, and they get it. We're racing at Dover. And Paul Minnick, who won the season at Richmond, is on his way, is out front here. Alex Miller got a good start as well, too. On the second position now as he moves inside. Looking late the first lap here, a pair of white cars going at one a Buick and the other an Oldsmobile. As we come up the fourth turn here, and Paul Minnick leads at number 1 with Alex Miller second position. Jessica Shelton up to third position. It's not been a good year for Shelton as far as the Mello Series was concerned, but she's up in the top 5 of the Cup Series points. But by contrast, she's way down in the standings in the Mello standings. So she hopes to turn that around here in the second half of the season here. As we approach the second half of the season, I should say. Carson comes in 4th position. 5th is Nathan Orman. I'm so used to the 3 car being Cole Deaver in the Cup Series here. Maybe he'll get the 3 back in next season's Yello Series next season. But as we go through turns number 3 and 4 right now here, 3-wide battle going on between Stephen Colon, James Sykes, and Seth Cole. Sykes and Colon got a little together, come off to number 4. And turn 4 usually a trouble spot, especially if you're 3 wide off that corner. It's very, very tricky, regardless of what mod you're using in this series. As we come on to the third turn now, Roberto Crown Jr. gets around, so does the 37 car of Daniel Bouchard. And they come off turn number 4, and again they touch it. Oh, Rafael Duke is around in car number 72. He and Cole Deaver, Ryan Brommer, and James. Oh my God, Jesse Turner slams into the 10 car of Brommer. And several cars trying to miss the whole deal. Caleb Fogler is involved in car 22. The leaders better watch out because Alex Miller is now approaching the caution flag now. He'll lead him back to the start-finish line. And oh, careful here, guys. Oh, and Alex Miller crashes into the 51 of Laura Chung. Oh, dear God. And this often happens. The leader crashes into the lap car at Dover. Paul Minnick looks like he's going to take the lead because it's looking like maybe Alex Miller's going to come on the pit road to maybe repair the damage on the number 44 Piedmont Airline Chevrolet. Oh my gosh, the leader of the race, and he's going to come down pit road 35 miles an hour, the pit speed limit. And that is a killer for that number 44 team. And we mentioned turn 4 is often a trouble spot at Dover, and that a lot of times it's the case. And somebody turned Rafael Leduc around. And that was what started the whole deal. There were 3, and I said 3 wide off turn number 4 is often a trouble situation. Dylan Young pushes Brommer right into Leduc's car, and in the meantime, Brommer pushed Cole Deaver hard in the inside wall right there, pancakes the driver's side of that machine. Deaver's going to come back up the track. Jesse Turner watching him in the 47 car. Ah, man, hard into the 10 car of Brommer as they come through to turn here. Allison Raines squeaks through in that number 14 car, and everybody else trying to play a game of where do I go when I get there as they try to squeak through the crash. There's Leduc turning around Caleb Fogler in number 22 car, the A.G. Dillard machine. Several cars getting into it now. Cole Deaver is going to get through as well too, and now watch the 44 of Alex Miller. He led him back to the start-finish line. That's the good news for him. Bad news for Miller. Looks like he's going to weave his way through the crash okay until he got to the 51 car. Right there. And then gets rear-ended. And then to add insult to injury, he gets rear-ended by the 21 car of Carson Gum. So a bad break for several drivers, including Alex Miller, the leader of the race here. And looked like he may have had a shot at possibly getting the victory here today at Dover, but unfortunately that's not gonna be the case. We had an in-car camera with Rafael Leduc. Let's take a ride with him. looks like we saw it. Miller, he looks like he's going to come out of the whole thing unscathed until he crashed right into somebody else. In that case, he crashed into Fobler's car. And that was the end result for Rafael Leduc. And unfortunately, there's some damage to the 72 machine there. But as you see now, Daniel Boyle's coming out of pit road in 23. But the damage, of course, done on that machine. And he's still. The good news is he's still back. He's still in the. There's still a lot of the drivers were still in the race though. See who all got knocked out. Miller got knocked out race, as did the 10 car of Ryan Brommer, the 47 of Jesse Turner, and the 12 of Amanda Evans, the 7 of Destin Bowen, and the 8 of Cole Deaver. Both of them are not on the lead lap. Thereas we have 36 cars still running and 34 of them on the lead lap as we are approaching the restart on lap number 10 here at Dover. Restart will happen on the 10th lap here at Dover Downs International Speedway. It will be 9 laps in the books and 31 laps remaining. It's Paul Minnick, your leader. Second position is Carson Gunn. Quentin Moore's in third. Fourth position is Nathan Orman. And Jessica Shelton is in fifth position. Shelton and Quentin, by the way, both have in-car cameras in today's race as well, too, in addition to Rafael Leduc, as they come up off turn number 4, start-finish line. Again, the 7 and 8 cars are not on the lead lap. Destin Bowen and Cole Deaver. And what a shot Deaver took in the inside lane by it, too. As he got turned, he's going to troll the inside lane here as the rest of the field gets a good restart, and they're underway. And here, and they're going to go pretty wide right here. It's Osborne and Phil Parker go side by side, and now Seth Cole has to back off the throttle a little bit, come off turn number 4. Under 3 wide again. This is going to be a recipe for disaster, as we saw earlier. And Logan Williams in the 27 car in a very vulnerable position there, and they were almost 4 wide through turns number 1 and 2. That would have been a sure wreck right there if he would have gone 4 wide through the turns at Dover. 2's tricky enough here, and 3 is almost a certain wreck. And Deaver trying all he can to get out of everybody's way, as Minnick continues to lead this race here with Quentin Moore now at the second position in car number 97, and here he comes in for the lead. Riding on board with Quentin Moore in car number 97. Era Buick's first and second here at Dover, with a Ford winning in third, and Jessica Shelton. He just now lost over position to Carson Gunn, and she has now jumped in solid with Jessica. She comes here, 155 miles an hour off the fourth turn here. It's got that freedom from turn 1, 166 miles an hour. And he's here. And Jessica's got the best seat in the house as she's for watching the battle for the lead here between the 97 and 21 cars. And Jessica's also throwing herself into the mix as well, too. That's what it's like to ride along inside of a car at Dover Downs International Speedway as Nathan Ormond is close up in the back of Shelton's car. That's for 4th position. So the top 5 cars have all gotten away here. Meantime, the rest of the field, well, they're trying to close up here. Audra Baranowskis in the 17 and Stephen Colon in 15. Colon trying to get by as his 4th position. That's 7th place. Make that 6th place, excuse me, on your screen. Phil Parker in 8th position. 9th is Joshua Osborne, and 10th is Roberto Crown Jr. as he's now trying to hold off the challenge of Dylan Young in car number 2. He runs right now in 11th position. Seth Cohen 12th, and Gabby Conklin, a darn good run from the Bud Light Buick. She's running in 13th position right now in the Bud Light machine. Allison Rain, who started this race dead last in 4th, is already up to 14th position. And of course, remember, this is the driver who was formerly known as Johnny Gardner. Allison moving up the racetrack right here, trying to find some momentum, and close up the back of the 31 car and leaves the 32 car to the inside lane. And now Allison's still actually losing ground a little bit as Keith Batson in car 28 moves inside of Allison. That's for 14th position between the 14 and 28 cars. Chevy on the high side, Ford on the low side here. Batson, one of the few Fords in the field in the V6 division. The reason why, of course, back in the day, there was not much Fords that ran in the Busch Grand National Series, what was called Busch Grand National back then. Quentin Moore now takes the lead with Jessica Shelton in second position as we watch those two battle for the lead here between Quentin and Jessica. But the Ford, there was a reason why there was not much Fords in the V6 categories in Busch Grand National back in the day because of the fact that because of its unreliability issues. That is to say, of course, they would run pretty good, but they would not last. But they usually would not last during the race here. Now, very few times a Ford did win in the V6 days in the Busch Series, though. There were sometimes when a Ford would win, just as Jeff Gordon, who won quite a few times in the Ford in '92. But still, it was mainly the reliability issues, and that's why some of the Ford Winston Cup competitors, including Davey Allison, actually ran the GM products in the Busch Series there, and he would run a Chevrolet. He actually mostly ran a Buick, and Buick was actually the leaders of the V6 racing program out of the GM contingent, and there's your little history in the V6 racing engines in motorsports. So, strange but boring history facts courtesy of one James Qualls. But anyway. Battle for the lead now going on. Here comes Carson Gunn out of nowhere, and he takes the lead away from Quentin Moore. So move Carson up to the number 1 spot now as they close to the back of Cole Deaver's car number 8, who is very slow on the racetrack right now, and he's going to troll Quentin a little bit too. Quentin, I'm sure, saying, "Not this again." And luckily, he moves inside of Cole. Gets in a little bit of racing room here. As we mentioned, Cole Deaver trying to find any way in the world to try to stay out of the leader's ways, and Cole, of course, knowing as competitive an individual Cole Deaver is, though, he also does not want to cause a wreck, and of course, because as strong as he is, though, it can also kind of demoralize him if he causes a wreck, though. Sounds like somebody else I know. Oh yeah, myself. Joshua Osborne, meantime, getting around Phil Parker, who got trapped behind the Deaver car, and now Stephen Colon, Seth Cole, Dylan Young, and Audra Baranowskis all forming a line to get around Parker. Looks like a Talladega draft here, just about, except that this track is a mile and a half shorter than Talladega and Daytona, obviously. And meantime, back to the lead goes car number 6, Paul Minnick. Nope. To the lead goes car 89, Jessica Shelton. So while we're watching battle for other positions, we're missing a heck of a battle for the lead here. So Shelton's led today so far. So has Minnick. So has Carson Gunn. So has Quentin Moore. Now Nathan Orman trying to get himself up to the lead and try to get himself 5 bonus points for leading the lap. Alex Norbout also led today, but he's unfortunately out of the race after the only caution flag of the day that's flown so far here at Dover. And Minnick moves Carson up the track now, and here comes car number 3, car of Nathan Ormond, as he now follows inside of Paul Minnick in the 6th car here. Minnick looking for his 2nd victory of the season. Carson Gunn looking for his 1st. Ormond looking for his 2nd. Shelton, believe it or not, is looking for her 1st Mello Yello Series victory. She's already won once so far in the Cup Series this season. That came at Bristol. Now Carson moves to the low side, trying to get around the 6th car here, but nothing doing it for the time being. As we have now got 29 laps in the books and 11 laps to go here in the GM Goodwrench Delco Battery 200. Here at Dover, as I mentioned, 40 laps. So this is here today for this race. It'll be 60 tomorrow for the Castrol GTX Cup Series event. As they come off the 4th turn now, and they're coming up on lap traffic. That is the car of Daniel Voiles in number 23, who won at Colorado National Speedway, that little 3/8 mile short track. And it's just one of the tracks. Of course, that's one of the tracks we'll be heading to again next season in the Mello Yello Racing Series here. Of course, that track always exciting to watch racing. It was pretty exciting to watch. For anywhere but except first position wise. And battle for the lead. Here comes Paul Minnick to the low side on Shelton for the number 1 spot, and he's got it. Tries to at least, and he does get it. Come off to number 2. So now he got 5 cars right there to get it again, and Shelton trying to squeeze her way between Minnick and Carson Gum, and instead Shelton's now trapped behind the 23 car. And Shelton now trying to find herself in line back behind Quentin Moore's car, and she still cannot. Now she finally does try to get underneath the 23 car. But I'd say Shelton's going to be frustrated right now. Anybody would if they're trapped behind a lap car. And she jumped back inside with Jessica Shelton once again. Car number 89. She runs out in 5th position. She has there, but I tell you, any of these 5 cars can still win this race though. We're down to 7 to go, 6.5 now in this race. Quentin Moore's wheel, he wants to fall this first week of the season. He's had enough struggles this season. And a bad early season start though. He finished 2nd in Mid-Ohio this season. It's been his best finish this season. That's the 3rd. Now he's got to pass Carson Gum. He's going to turn around Nathan Foreman in car number 3. Laps to go now here at Dover. Shelton now around Carson Gum for 4th position now. Meantime, here's a battle going on at 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. That is Dylan Young, and the 2 cars running in 10th position. The 23 car again is not on the lead lap in this race here, as Osborne now stuck behind the 23 car of Boyles. And now he finally gets out from behind, as we saw Shelton a little bit earlier, but no, battle for the lead. Here comes Quentin Moore to the low side of the 6 car of Paul Minnick. And Quentin could not get by. Shelton, meantime, tries to get by Nathan Orman for 3rd position, and she does, and oh, she moved Quentin up the track. Don't go away, folks, because this is going to be one heck of a finish. They're going to come down for 2 laps to go. Shelton to the low side of Paul Minnick. This is for the win, folks, here at Dover. Will it be the 6? Will it be the 89? Will it be the 97? Will it be anybody else behind? 5 cars with a chance to win this race. Through turns number 3 and 4, can Paul Minnick hold him off one more time? The white flag waves. One more lap remaining at Dover. The number 6 Southern Biscuit Flour Buick out in front. Lap car up ahead. I don't know if he'll be a factor or not. That's Cole Deamer in the 8 car. I don't think they're going to catch him before the start-finish line as they come off turn number 4. Shelton makes one more desperate attempt to win the race, but she does not do it. Car number 6, Paul Minnick, wins the GM Goodwrench Delco Battery 200 at Dover. Paul Minnick, who came in this race the points leader, coming into this event here at Dover, becomes the first driver to win 2 races this season. As we had 10 winners in the first 10 races of the season, but boy, what a finish! What a race at Dover as well, too. Probably the best race we ever had, maybe in the NNSCRA, unless Seth or anybody else can confirm they had something better than this. But take a look at your finishes here. Jessica Shelton, the day she needed, it was a day she needed to get out of her slump. She finishes 2nd position. She almost had a win, but 2nd place, I'm sure she'll take it. Quentin Moore 3rd. That's going to be a darn good day for him. 4th will go to Paul Minnick. Or not. What am I talking about? Paul Minnick won this race here. 4th will go to Carson Gum. Nathan Orman 5th. Seth Cole 6th. There's Stephen Colon. A solid day for him. Finishes 7th position. 8th will go to Dylan Young. 9th to Joshua Osborne. And Audra Baranowskis will come home in 10th as the pace cars lights are on. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so 11 races are in the books on the season here as we are approaching the halfway point to the season here. Next stop on the Mello Yello Tour will be at Road America, which is next on the tour in Elkhart, Wisconsin, the big 4-mile road course. And this ought to be plenty interesting on that track here. Rest of the finishers for you here. Allison Rain started 40th and ends up 11th in today's event. So Allison, I'm sure, will be happy with that run. Phil Parker, 12th. 13th will go to Daniel Bouchard. Keith Patson, 14th. Solid day for him. 15th will go to Nick Gunther. 16th to Zachary Fitzwater. Gabby Conklin, 18th. 19th, Roberto Crown Jr. 20th will go to James Sykes. Chrisman Morgan, 21st. Will go to 20th position here. A good day for him. Henry Sanford, 21st. 22nd will go to Zach Winkle. 23rd, Val Moscow. James Henry, 24th. Austin Ree with the 25th place finish here today. Logan Williams, 26th. Laura Chung, 27th. Then Matt Haas, John Andrews, Jackson Haywood, the top 30. Caleb Fogler, 31st. Still on the lead lap somehow. Eric Monaco and Rafael LeDuc was the last of the lead lap finishers here in 33rd position. Cars that were not on the lead lap here, Daniel Voiles, 34th, Destin Bolin, 35th, and Cole Deaver was 36th. Cars out of the race. Cars out of the race again, Alex Miller, Ryan Brommer, Jesse Turner, and Amanda Evans was the last of the finishers here today. So that will do it here today at Dover Downs International Speedway. Congratulations once again to Paul Minnick, the winner of the GM Goodwrench Delco Battery 200. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got in our races, we got gaming videos, we got in our online videos. Whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires to have for his channel, be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, the main series on his channel. If you want in on future seasons of Seth's series, be sure to get with Seth and he'll get you going. And also be sure to check out our other two channels that does NNSCRA offline. Those channels being Thrashman at 99, the man who does the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, and also channel X8675398588X, that's Dylan Young's channel, the man who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series. So that will do it here today at Dover Downs International Speed. And also, I should say, be sure to check out those two channels as well too. Channels X8675398588X and Thrashman at 99. Those two channels, check out those two and subscribe to them for some cool stuff as well too. And also subscribe to this channel you're watching for some more cool NNSCRA stuff as well too. So that will do it here today at Dover Downs International Speedway. For now, it's James Golst. It's been a production of the NNSCRA celebrating 10 years of off-road racing at its best. We'll see you back here at Dover for the Castrol GTX Cup Series, FedEx 400, and for the next Mello Racing Series event at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.